having sexual relations with a Cheerio box. He started hanging around the hole, checking with the garden left. He swore constantly and made so many inappropriate humor. Saying Logan got cocky is the understatement of the fucking millennium. And this goes into the video, Jeffy's Tantrum. Now, this video came before Jeffy has kids, about 6 months before. But why am I talking about it now? Well, it's because it was one specific scene that, for better or for worse, caused Logan trouble right around this time. It was a scene that Jeffy turned emo and almost Thanos snapped himself from existence for not getting a $2 game. He made a noose and almost attempted it. That doesn't seem bad, though unexpected. While Logan lived on milking his character and views, YouTube and the local news were going to milk a certain incident, and this no doubt is the biggest event that ever happened to Logan. December 11, 2017. A mom in Britain discovers her son managed to make a noose with Christmas decorations. How the fuck did you do that? The mom asks why, and the child proclaims he was inspired by Jeffy to do it. I see a serial killer in the makings. And as a devastated mother, and to prove that she will help her son, she outright tells him to stop watching SML. Oh, that'll do it. I mean, banning Jeffy, trust me mother, he ain't missing a damn thing. Good Morning America aired a segment with kids talking about what's their favorite YouTube channel, and many kids point to Logan. YouTube caught wind, and they decided to demonetize and even deleted over 200 videos of Logan. Now, if a fan base hating Jeffy as a whole, as well as Jeffy's bad word, wasn't a wake-up call to change something, I'm pretty sure losing your only lifeline of currency should be it. But Logan started to continue to produce his adult humor, the same humor that got him in fucking trouble, and yes, while he experimented with family-friendly humor to a while, ultimately it didn't take him long to go back to the way he was. And this got Logan to the point that he lost his main channel. Oh, sorry, he lost his second channel. Oh wait, sorry, he even lost his third channel in the process. Logan even tried to make family-friendly content for a few weeks again. Then when he thought no one would notice and wait until he could challenge YouTube again, he went back to his ways with Jeffy. I'm starting to think Logan just lives by the quote, if something's not broke, don't fix it. Logan is the individual that no matter how much trouble you're in, he's always willing to see just how much more trouble a person could possibly get into in their lifetime. By this point, we all know Logan made it very clear, no matter the circumstances, he will never get rid of Jeffy. This was in the midst of his channel continuing to suffer from the effects of not being able to make money. Logan was stuck, and even contemplated one thing he swore it was channel and career suicide. He thought about getting rid of Jeffy forever. This was when Logan decided to give the community a bet. He would promise to get rid of Jeffy forever, on camera, if YouTube gave him his ads back in May 2018. While things did progress a few months later, Logan finally got his ads back on the account. The time has come. He has to hold up his end of the bargain. What do you mean he didn't? Anyway, surprise of all surprises, there was a catch. Since YouTube did give him his ads back a few weeks earlier, he said the deal was off. And the video is up to this day, of Cheeto mocking the fans that hate Jeffy, and for all the right reasons actually. The character that caused your channel to go bankrupt for fuck's sake, and you still want him here? This event rightfully made some of his most loyal fans quit. Their disappointment and anger, and it just proves how Logan treats the fans that made him popular. I can't believe you're gonna treat the fans that got you this far like that. Again, he's sucking these kids' dick. I mean, he's such a yes man to these kids. I'm not even gonna lie. I was also mad at Logan back then. But then again, who wasn't? Especially those who wanted Logan to change for the benefit of himself and his career. And Jeffy stayed with us for the ultimate moment.
We really want to shout about Black Friday. Not the curry. But, save your eardrums. We'll just tell you about savings of up to 40.
It's been 5 years since the demonetization incident, and 6 years since Jeffy has came here. And what do I think about Jeffy? While I can say I love the design of modern Jeffy compared to his old one, And I can't even explain how Jeffy evolved because he still acts the same all these years later. And while SML has changed its course towards a more family-friendly vibe, forcefully I might add because of the cease and desist document, Jeffy is now 18 years old, but he is still insufferable and childish to watch. You think as the show would progress, Logan would learn to make the characters better, them going through arcs and determination. And there were even a few videos later down the line, similar to Jeffy's parents, where they really tried to make you like Jeffy. They all had emotional manipulation elements, like Jeffy being out of character for the sake of the stories, Jeffy's sister returns, Jeffy's foster home, Jeffy's parents, the remake, and recently Jeffy's movie first. These attempts of getting me to like Jeffy never worked, partially due to Jeffy not learning anything during the videos or even after it, or Jeffy not succeeding as his movie. But it also leads to videos being pointless in the future due to Jeffy not changing his ways and Logan not changing Jeffy. Jeffy still does the same thing he does to this day, and I cannot, for the life of me, come up with a good reason Jeffy is still people's favorite. Even at 18 years old now, he still does the same infantile toilet humor, and he debatably acts more like an idiot now than ever before, breaking things for the sake of it, even on purpose. His character is just destructive and always motivated to destroy things, including SML's channel. He even caused jokes to go on too long, and is a character that isn't even interesting. He's just tiring. It's like eating the same food all your life. It might taste mid,
Sweating over hundreds of tasks, trying to decide what to do next. Let motion tell you. Motions and
so I have made a total of 7 SML character analysis videos so far. For those who are unaware, this is a series I decided to do when I took the most noticeable character changes from the old counterparts of SML characters, talking about their personalities and how they were different back then, and then theorizing on how and why I think the character changes stayed the way they were. And the characters I picked are the ones who I think their personalities seriously changed or affected the show in a big way. For example, Mario used to be the main character of the series up until Jeffy came into the show. When the main character gets reduced to a rather mediocre and boring side character, that is a fate worse than death. When the newer main characters are slightly more interesting than the old main character, or how Rose was debatably always bad, but she had the tiniest period of an actual character before she went to awful, and she affects literally every viewer with terrific pain and torment whenever she's on screen. So far, I've done Rose, Damon, Brooklyn Guy, Junior, Joseph, Mario, and recently Jeffy. Technically, Cody, if you count my first ever SML theory video on why I think he remains the most likable and best SML character. But today I would talk about why certain characters I will not be making a full video about. If you want my thoughts on the other characters, you'll hear them from me, but here's how it's gonna go down. I have seen comments and entries for a few characters like Black Yoshi, Shrek, and Woody. And while I won't exactly make a video on them, I guess you'll also kind of get your wish because I will talk about the characters just in a short format and why I won't really make a video on them. The reasons most characters won't be getting a video is either because they aren't used very much, what makes it difficult to make a video about them, or maybe because I don't think they affect the show in a way that makes it bad or a bit unenjoyable. Characters like Rose and Junior, even Jeffy, can ruin the viewing experience with how annoying and frustrating they can be, and these are the main characters. And the last reason, well, maybe because I don't have a lot to say about them, and I think they're perfectly fine the way they are. If you are still confused, don't worry, you'll see what I mean. But let's get to the characters. But before that, I just want to credit this fan art made by Universe Sod Max. I probably fucked that up, I apologize. But this fan art is just so cute and adorable. Seriously, I'm out here solving crime, or solving the mysteries of how plush tubers can improve. So, there's that too. But I love the colors and the expressive eyes. It just reminds me of Dr. Seuss for some reason. But thank you, Universe, for this very nice fan art. And with that, let's get back to the video. You have no idea how many comments I got of people really wanting me to talk about Black Yoshi. And don't get me wrong, I understand completely why. And I don't know if you ever know this about me, but I was never really a big fan of Black Yoshi to begin with. But old Black Yoshi I loved a lot, and he beats the newer version by a mile. But let's talk about the old one first. Black Yoshi used to be a lot more than just a black stereotype. Sure, he was still mooching off Mario a bit for that damn Call of Duty game. Like, Call of Duty, I could understand if it was the next Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney or the next Def Jam Fight for New York, which we need a remaster of, by the way. Anyway, Black Yoshi used to be a gangster who took no crap from anyone. I missed that character of him. Remember when he babysat Junior and it went just peachy? Bro tied him up with the Xbox controller. That scene just has to be seen to believe. Another thing about Black Yoshi I really miss is when he had a heart, and he actually helped people sometimes. Sure, he was a bit selfish in his own way, but they showed that he cared about his friends. Like the time he helped Mario get a girlfriend, and in fact, that's how he met Rose. If only Black Yoshi could have seen into the future. I mean, Black Yoshi even called Rose a hoe at one point, so hey, he was kind of spitting facts for once. But I think the reason why I began to hate Black Yoshi was because he went from a gangster with a heart to just a guy who wants Call of Duty. Every year on Black Friday, we get another video of Black Yoshi begging for Call of Duty. And that's pretty much his character. I don't know how else to describe it. And if a video wasn't about Call of Duty, it was always about money. I'm not even gonna mention him transforming into Dougie because when they announced back then that Black Yoshi was coming back, honestly, I didn't really have that much of a reaction. Because I kid you not, Black Yoshi and Dougie are the exact same character, and I was just kind of sick of Black Yoshi at that point. To be fair, yes, it was nice to see him after a year of hiatus, but there was no change whatsoever aside from the design. The only difference is that he's more of a dinosaur. Same character trait, same annoying voice, same flanderization. And finally, just like Jackie Chu and Chef EP, he's also severely underused. I said this in a previous Jeffy video. Like, when was the last time we saw Black Yoshi? The fried chicken Cheeto video? Back in like, what, June? July? I know people really wanted a video of Black Yoshi, but that is all I have to say about the annoying black dinosaur. That sounded racist, I'm sorry. Just saying, Jackie Chu's name is really odd considering the show used him so less often that I almost forgot he existed. And this is Jackie Chu. But Jackie Chu, what can I say? He was always comedy gold when he's on screen. Despite the rather racist stereotype he was back then, seriously, that accent could not have been any more racist. Anyway, Jackie Chu is the best and simultaneously the worst teacher ever. Every school scene is introduced with him teaching the weirdest shit. Remember when he was teaching kids about horse boss tag? Can someone come in and pick this guy up? At least he ain't no Mr. Winkle, so he's not perfect, but he's the best teacher we have. So this might be a hot take, but I don't think Jackie Chu ever had a bad appearance. There's no moment I ever recall where I didn't like his appearance. And I think it's because he never really played that big of a role in episodes and he's just used for jokes. So he's not used in an overused way like how Brooklyn Guy is in every episode a lot. It's kind of sad though that his appearances nowadays are so minimal. So Jackie Chu's reason for not getting a video is because he's also suffers a lot from not being in many episodes nowadays. And I do think it's sad because he's one of Lance's most enjoyable characters, and you can't really go wrong with Jackie Chu. But even then, what else can I say about him besides him being slant eye and he loves egg rolls? His words, not mine. But I love Jackie Chu, and I hope they do many more episodes about him. I really do hope in the future that we have other episodes where he's the main character, like in the Attack of the Flies video. The only other thing to note is that Jackie Chu's kind of rocking without his crown. So it's always surprising now when I see it because I'm so used to the crown.
Opera GX. Well, here we are. With Opera GX, customizing your browser is as easy as...
My man Chef PP, one of the long-standing SML characters. So what can I say about him? Well, he used to be a normal chef who was just stuck in a slavery contract with Bowser. That's illegal. He always worked for Bowser, underpaid for the budget of like 3 gumballs. Over time, while Junior was introduced to the show, he became his antagonist. Or he was the protagonist. It depends on the episodes. I always liked Chef PP. He was always cool-headed and one of the more smarter characters, and I think Chef PP video works well when he's reacting to something crazy around him. And the Chef PP Quick series are a lot of content for that. So back in the earlier days of the show, I will say Bowser's abusive relationship was really painful to watch, with Chef PP being so horribly mistreated. Moving on, honestly, Chef PP remained a rather chill dude, though his chef skills must seriously be called into question. Did Bubble Bass come in here? What is this mess? All of that being said, though, I will say Chef PP remained likable. However, I will say that his switch from being Italian to a black character was jarring, but it wasn't anything too bad up until around 2018. Chef PP got a bit bad for me around 2018 when Lavelle began to make him say the N word in almost every video. I think the reason it bothered me was because, Chef PP used to be relatable, but then during that period when Chef PP always got angry and annoyed and Lavelle making him say the N-word a lot, he wasn't really relatable at that point. He wasn't relatable, he wasn't being funny, he was just kind of annoying. And I mean, at first he used to say the N-word for a one-off gag, but then the joke already got old very fast. But even then, I always liked Chef PP for being one of the more less frustrating characters. The only time I ever disliked Chef PP off the top of my head was only in Bowser Jr. Go to Sleep Forever, just due to how much of a jerk he was towards Jr., who didn't really do anything wrong. Nowadays, Chef PP may be a full-on black stereotype, but it's not too bad. The change is pretty much day and night, but it's not too terrible. And the sad part is, now that Lavelle only plays Joseph now, Chef PP barely ever gets that many appearances. But I guess an upside is that less appearances does have an advantage of being a pretty good side character. So Chef PP won't get a video because he appears a lot less, and honestly, I still think he's a good character, and I don't have that much to say about him, though I do kind of wish they'd use him more often. And we saved the best for last. And I know people really wanted me to talk about Cody. And I know I talked about all 5 of the other main characters, so it will make sense for me to talk about Cody. And while I do have a special video in the coming few weeks I will make that involves Cody, I sadly won't make a video where I talk about Cody individually. And I think all the reasons why I won't make a Cody video is the reasons I said in my first SML theory video of why I think Cody is the best and remain the most unchanged character. But if you want my full thoughts on Cody, today's your lucky day. So Cody was a bit of a far cry from how he is now. He used to have a nasally sounding voice. I remember Charmin hating old Cody's voice. He also was allergic to everything: cats, secondary colors, women, and this might be me, but he was strangely a lot more weirder back then than now. The hot dog scene from Heartbroken got nothing compared to his weirdness back then. Remember him watching something that was definitely not an adult video? You can't fool me. I'm pretty sure Hot, Moist, and Hunky is not on Cartoon Network. But Cody's most consistent character was always being smart and having relationships with plastic, and being the smartest character to counteract with Junior and Joseph's stupidity. And sadly, his other consistent character is being the tortured character. I'm almost beginning to think that this show has prejudice against people wearing glasses. Jokes aside though, Cody never fails to get tortured, and the show over the years really got harsh with his friends bullying him. It's sometimes and rarely kind of funny, but overwhelmingly, watching videos of Cody getting tortured is such a chore to sit through. But honestly, Cody has always had the least issues for me. In fact, the only complaint I have is that I will agree sometimes his gay jokes go too far. In fact, he's just practically too much of a gay stereotype. Nothing escapes his mouth that isn't talking about long objects and things he wants to do with them. I don't know what I'm talking about, okay? I literally say the first